Namaste, DDs. My name is Sherry Sutton, and I am your marketing mentor. 2023 is right around the corner. I know we only have a few more sleeps till Santa comes, and we're all super excited about that. But I know many of us, right after the holidays, we've maybe got next week off or the week after off. We really want to spend some time contemplating what we're going to be doing in 2023, right, as we move forward. And so I wanted to spend a little bit of time today talking about the questions I ask myself as I ground into, my planning for next year. This is not meant to be an actual plan for you. That's something that you really need to work on with a mentor, right? Where you put down your entire overall strategy. And that's something that's too hard to do in a short training like this. But it's a great opportunity for you to really ground in on where you're at with your business, what you want it to look like, right? It's designed to help you imagine, right? To sit, to think, to brainstorm, right? I think it's very important that no matter what we do, we spend time grounding first. And, what do I want this to look like? Where do I want this thing to go? And so that's what this journal is designed to do. Really set you up into a place where you're like, okay, here's what I want to, here's the space I want to inhabit next year. Then you can work on the plans. Although it's got a few prompts for the things, from a marketing perspective that you're going to need to start thinking about. And so I included some of those as well. So let's go through it. I will send this to you. If you registered for this live, you will get a copy of this after the training. If you haven't yet, send me a direct message or an email and I will send it to you. Happy to do that. So, all right, I'm gonna share my screen. Okay, good. Oh, you can't see that. Let me see if I can hide. Okay, there we go. All right, so here's your journal prompts that will help you as you move into 2023. So the first journal prompt that you're gonna do is, what do I want my business to feel like in 2023? This is an incredibly important question for all of us to ask ourselves really on a regular basis, right? Do I feel the way I want to in my business? Because entrepreneurship is super, super hard. And if we're not really feeling solid and happy and fulfilled and like we're really fulfilling our purpose, then it's going to be real hard for us to maintain the level of energy that we need to in order to, serve our clients in the best way possible. Also, one of the things that we need to do as people who are in service to others, right? As every business is solving someone's need and solving their challenges. And if they're not, there's no reason for them to be in business, right? So we're all serving someone's needs. But if we're not able to do that in a way where we're feeling really solid, we're feeling really grounded and happy and ready to serve, it's going to come out, right? In everything that we do. So what do you want your business to feel like? I've worked quite a bit with Danielle Laporte, and she does this core desired feelings. And it was an incredibly important part of my business when I first started. And so anytime I started even a new project, I always say, how do I want this to feel, right? Not only for me, but how do I want it to feel for my customers? How do I want my customers to feel when they interact with my brand? Okay, and then I gave you an extra page. All right, journal exercise number 2 is going to be, how much money do I want to make, right? We're here to make money. And so you want to always have some stretch goals, but I'm also a big believer in what's really achievable. I actually just met with my business coach this morning, and we went through my revenue goals for next year, and you want to really feel like this is a little bit of a push, right? But it's totally doable, totally achievable. I got this. You want to walk into 2023 going, I got this. I need to work, right? There are certain things I need to do, but I know that I can do this, right? But again, set something that's a little bit of a stretch, right? My revenue target for next year is not quite double It's not quite double where I am now, a little bit, just a tiny bit less. This year I quadrupled, right? And that wasn't even my goal. My goal was to double, but I quadrupled this year. So, think about that. Do you want, it might, for you, it might just be a 10% increase, right? Or it might be a doubling, or it might be, just pick something that's a little bit out of reach, that feels like a little bit of a stretch, right? That's going to push you, but where you can also walk in and go, I can totally do this. The next journal exercise is, what am I willing to do to hit that goal? And what am I not willing to do? And the graphic I chose here is very important, and it's intentional because it's all about kind of staying in our own little hula hoop, right? What am I willing to do? What can I do within my little hula hoop, right? And what am I not willing to do? What am I not going to allow to come into my life, into my energy, that's going to impact my business? Having very clear boundaries is an essential part of really anything in life, but especially running your own business. You have to be willing to say, these are the things I'm willing to do, and these are the things I'm not willing to do. And to set points of, from a revenue perspective as well, right? This is the highest amount that I feel like I can earn, right? Or that I'm worthy of, right? You want to set that set point, but also, I'm not willing to work for less than this, right? And having those two set points is important. And then over time, those should be moving up and up and up, but really thinking about, what am I willing to do, right? I'm willing to get out of my comfort zone and go to more networking meetings. I'm willing to go out of my comfort zone and do more social media. I'm willing to give up some of my revenue to get a coach that will help me. I'm willing to, participate in a group class, whatever it might be. What are you willing to do to hit that goal? And what are you not willing to do, right? Not willing to work after my kids come home at the end of the day, right? I'm not willing to take on clients that I feel are going to suck my energy, right? So think about those things. All right, our fourth exercise, how can I use my superpowers to serve others in 2023? This is an important question that I do with all of my clients when we do their strategic planning. So when they work one-on-one with me, we always start with first few sessions are just putting together their overall business and marketing strategy. And this is an incredibly important part of that, because we all have a superpower, right? That is our competitive differentiator. So what is my superpower, and how am I going to use it to serve others in 2023? And if you're not really sure about this, it's one of those things that, call me, we'll set up some time to chat about it, but I promise you, you have superpowers that are different than anybody else. And that's what's going to set you apart from everyone else. And if you need somebody to brainstorm with on that, again, give me a holler. Okay. Exercise number 5. Who do you plan to serve in 2023, and get specific? So this is where we talk about our target audience. And you really, you hear other marketing people and they talk about niching down. Obviously there's a lot more to this, but I just wanted you to spend at least a little bit of time talking about, who am I really going to serve? Based on who did you serve this last year, who is buying from you, right? I'm trying to get specific, right? It can't just be, any woman who lives anywhere in the world. Like, okay, that's too many people, right? But it's a woman, she's 35 to 45, she's gone to college, right? Think about some of those things, because it's going to really help you when you're creating your marketing and doing your sales to tune in on exactly what that person needs. And that gets us into our next question number 6, which is, what is the transformation that I bring to my clients, right? Where are they now? Where do they want to be? And how do I help get them there? This is another key component of building your overall marketing strategy. We spend hours and hours and hours going through this whenever I do marketing planning with someone, to really nail down exactly who we're talking to, what they're struggling with, and where they want to be. Because marketing is all about that, right? The best marketing takes people on a journey from where they are now to where they want to be. So if you don't have that clearly identified, it's going to be very difficult for you to create a compelling message that's going to drive people to want to buy from you. The next question is, how am I going to attract clients in 2023? Again, this is part of a larger overall marketing strategy, but it's good to think about this, right? How am I going to bring people in, right? How am I going to be visible to people? Where am I going to go? Am I going to do networking? Am I going to do this? I also encourage you, if you didn't watch my training last week, to watch that training, because I talk about reflecting back on 2022. And one of the questions was, where are my leads coming from? It's an essential question that you always need to be on top of. And that then informs this, which is, how do I attract clients in 2023? Because if you're doing, let's say you're in one particular networking group and it's the only networking group you do and you absolutely love it, but you're getting no leads from it, right? Like, what's the point, right? Don't go there to attract clients, because you're not going to get clients. Find something else that you can do, but only by understanding what you've had in the past, where your clients have come from, are you able to figure out where you're going to go to attract them in the future. All right, journal exercise number 8 is, where do I need help in achieving my goals? We all need help. I know we are super women and we are amazing and we can do anything, but that doesn't mean we don't need help sometimes in our business, right? I'll give you a couple examples. Like for me, I struggle a little bit with copywriting. I work on it really hard. It's probably more mental, but I have a copywriter who helps me, especially when I'm building big pages, because I know that's one place where I know that I need help. Accounting is the other one. Could I go learn QuickBooks? Absolutely. Am I smart enough to know it? Absolutely. I totally could. Will I ever open it? Will every time I open it, it will cause me massive amounts of stress and want to go back to drinking? Probably, right? So I outsource that, right? It's not a lot of money for the amount of stress and effort it would take for me. So what are the things that you need help with, especially things that you spend a lot of time doing where someone else could do those tasks very easily and allow you to use those hours to grow your business, whether it's, doing additional sales or whatever, often hiring whatever it might be, right? Either marketing help, admin help, like I outsource all of my accounting. Often the cost of doing that, when it frees up the amount of time you would have spent, if you get some clients, additional clients during that time, you've generally come out ahead, and you always come out ahead, right? So think about that. Where do you need help this year in order to achieve those goals? It might also be help at home, right? Hey, I was just talking with, I have a social media manager as well who helps me. And I was talking to her yesterday and she was like, okay, we're getting our nanny for an extra day next week, or next year, because she needs it, right? Her business is growing. And so she needs it. All right. Exercise number 9, who do I want to keep close to me to help achieve my goals? I'm a big believer that we cannot do this alone. And so who are the people who you want to keep close to you, right? It might be networking groups. It might be a mastermind you're in, right? I just launched a group program, and this idea of, community and the collective is something that I find to be incredibly important. And so who do you want to keep close to help you achieve goals, right? It could be, again, it could be a coach. It could be an accountability buddy. It could be, a mastermind group, whatever it is. But remember, you can't do it alone. I mean, you can, but it's not as much fun and you won't get as much done. All right. Then I want you to spend a little bit of time thinking about, where do I see my business and my life in 5 years, right? Do my plans for 2023 get me closer to that? Because sometimes we look at our life, 5 years ahead and what we plan on doing right now, and sometimes they don't match, right? So you just want to give yourself a little check in, right? Do these things match? All right, exercise number 11. I really like setting up like a mantra or a word of the year that you can utilize to just kind of center yourself, right? I always put it up on my wall. It can be like, I remember not last year, before, it was like discernment, right? That was something that I was really working on in my life and in my business. So what is your 2023 mantra? It can just be your mission statement. If you don't have one of those, let me know. We can set up some time together and figure that out. But what's your mantra for 2023? Once you have it, put it up on the board, and put it up in a wall, plus some place that you can see it every single day, and have it be something that you keep coming back to. All right. That's it. That's your journal. I hope that you guys love it. Hold on. I'm going to go back to you guys seeing just me. I hope you guys can use this journal as a way to kind of really ground yourself in where you want to be for next year. And it's a really nice way to get grounded before you do all of your planning. And if you need help putting together your overall plans, that is my superpower. I would love to work with you. We can either just create your plan and you can go off and execute on it, or what most people do is have an ongoing relationship with me where we meet, usually either twice a month or even every single week for a while, and really work together to not only create that plan, but then to execute on that plan, right? So what are you going to do, right? I have clients where we do a lot of content co-creation. So I'll go to their office or their studio or, whatever, and we'll actually sit down and create content together, or we'll do some, I'll do some brand photography for them or whatever they need at the time in order to grow their business and to execute on the marketing plan that we created, right? Sometimes we'll even sit down and create, okay, here's your content strategy for the month, or we'll write emails together. Or sometimes I even have clients use those times and they say, hey, can you go write this email series for me? Or can you go set this up for me? Or can you, create a calendar for me with a bunch of ideas? And during our session, we won't meet together, but then next time we'll review it. So there's lots of different ways that you can utilize that one-on-one mentorship. It's not just me sitting with you and giving you a list of things to do. It's really about co-creating, because I'm a big believer in walking alongside you to help you grow your business, and also just rolling up my sleeves, right? Let's roll up our sleeves together and get it done. So if that sounds like something you are interested in 2023, give me a holler. People who are in it and are doing it now absolutely love it, and it is transforming their businesses, and I know it can do it for you too. So I hope, if I don't see you, I hope you guys have a happy holiday. And I hope that Santa is good for you. If you are into Santa or whatever you are into, I hope that it's fabulous. And I will see you guys soon. Mwah.